Hey, what's up, guys? It's Gravekeeper Servant, and I got another profile for you guys for November 2018. Unupdated Gravekeeper's deck. Couple things I'm gonna show you is what combos I use and why the cards that I use. Um, Start off with the profile. I run 3 Gravekeeper's Headman. Headman, when he's normal summoned or special summoned, you can target a level 4 Gravekeeper monster in the graveyard and special summon it. So there's a few combos with him that you can do. You gotta run this guy at the max because he's actually the best card in the deck. He actually revives the deck in certain situations. He's just a good card in this deck. Then I run 3 Gravekeeper's Recruiter. Recruiter is a searcher of the deck. It has to be a 1500 or less defense Gravekeeper monster. But he's what brings command into your hand, bring your spiritualist, or he can bring back your headman over here. So he's gotta have it. Gotta have him at 3. Then there's no way you're running a Gravekeeper deck if you're not running 3 commandants. It's a must. Necro Valley is always needed. We don't use terraforming, so this guy is our terraforming. Plus he can be a beat stick if you open up with him in Necro Valley. 21 beat stick, so he's pretty strong. A lot of people said don't run this card, but I think she works wonders. Gravekeeper Spy, 25 defense with Necro Valley out there. She's one of our combo pieces here. She can special summon a Gravekeeper monster from the deck to the field. It has to be a 1500 attack or less Gravekeeper monster. That's the only thing that sucks, but she does the wonders in this deck, or he. And then the new waifu of the deck, Gravekeeper Spiritualist. She is our main source in the deck. Not too much, but she is what makes Supernaturalist. And she's a 2000 attack, 2000 defense. There's so much in the future. Hopefully we get another way to bring out fusions, but she seems to be the best right now. And just run 1 Descendant. He's the one that you need to pop stuff on the field. Obviously you just don't run a 1, 2, or 3 because he can be a dead draw. I've seen many profiles with 3. It's way too much. That's bricky for me. I've seen with 2 can be okay, but then I can already see people breaking with it when you open it. So I only want to see him once, and when I do, trust me, I'm popping stuff. So I'm gonna wildin' out with him. But that's it for the Gravekeepers. For the spells, I run 3 Thrones. Thrones is another searcher for the deck. He's also considered a double summon. You can have an additional normal summon Gravekeeper monster. So that's why I like to run the Demise with him. You activate Demise and you draw. I mean, if you already normal summon, just so you can get another 3 cards, you activate Demise. You're drawn to him and another monster. You activate him and normal summon again. It's just, you know, certain combos that you'll come across and you'll realize that, you know what, this deck actually can do some work. Demise, 3 Demise, and 3 Necro Valley. Necro Valley is the most OP field spell card, stopping the graveyard period. A lot of decks nowadays work with the graveyard, so once they see this card being played, they're like, oh shit. Yeah. And then I run 2 Scapegoats. This is a card combo piece here too. I'll show you after the profile what you can do with Scapegoat here. It's crazy. And then 2 Hidden Temples. So this is straight lock down your opponent once you activate that card, and you have a Necro Valley and another Gravekeeper monster. There's no special summoning for your opponent. For us, yes. For them, no. That's why I figured that card is broken. One Royal Tribute. Here are the one-ofs. One Upstart Goblin. One Gravekeeper still. And the Regeki. Regeki's pretty good here in the deck. Just to get rid of the... if you don't have that, field advantage, you make it even with Regeki. Royal Tribute, opening up Royal Tribute is wonderful. I wish we had it limited, to 3. Unlimited, obviously. But that's it for my spells. Then I run 3 Solemn Strikes. I gotta negate everything that comes my way. A lot of people know me already with the Back Row King, but there's a lot of back row haters out there, and I'll show you in a second what surprises I got for them. 2 Imperial Tombs of Necro Valley with a Gravekeeper monster, and Necro Valley free negation. It's a free Solemn Strike, free Solemn Judgment. It's whatever you want it to be. And 1 Solemn Judgment, obviously. I don't run Solemn Warning. I feel Judgment works better for me. My technique here too is Imperial Iron Wall for complete lockdown. I had this one guy one time, Necro Valley, had a Gravekeeper monster, hidden temples, couldn't special summon, couldn't do nothing in the graveyard. He showed me he had a Pot of Desires in his hand, had Imperial Iron Wall, he couldn't even draw, he couldn't do anything, completely locked down. So this is what I tend to do with this deck, it's just completely lock down my opponent. And just 1 Temples. I was running 2 at one point, but it ended up being a little too bricky for me. When you draw into 2 of them and no Necro Valley, it's like forever to see that card. But that's it for that deck. For the extra deck, I run 2 Supernaturalists. When he's on the field, you can go ahead and activate his effect, right before the end of your turn. And at the end phase, he searches a card and adds it to your hand. I wish it was he'd be broken if it do it at the moment he's fusion summoned. But he's over 3,000 no matter what, he's over 3,000. And he protects himself, he protects Necro Valley, and it's very hard and annoying to try to get over him. I mean, either try and banish him or taking control of him is probably the only way, but this is why we play other cards and try to avoid all that other stuff. Just the small things that will occur when they come across him. The Utopia package, just to get over big stuff, It's always good to have the Utopia package. They sometimes forget about what he does during the battle phase. They can't activate anything. And then we play 1 Exiton. Exiton is wonderful for the Pendulum players that are still out there. Excuse me. And especially them boards that are out there too. Exiton Knight is a wonderful choice to get rid of all of that. And I'll give you a reason why I'm playing Raid Wrapped Ultimate Falco. Some of you might already know. You see a random ass card like this, he's playing Waking the Dragons. And yeah, I'll show you why I have that card there. But Proxy Dragon, 1 Link Spider, 1 Link Karibo. A lot of people don't play Link Karibo on the Necro Valley deck because of Necro Valley. It doesn't allow Link Karibo to come back. But like I said, in situations where maybe I don't have a Necro Valley active yet, for instance, if I have a Necro Valley in my graveyard and Necro Valley Temple, I will go ahead and activate Link Karibo's effect to bring him back, then activate Temples to bring Necro Valley back. Then in that situation, if it's in the graveyard, you don't want to, You don't want to do this first and then try and activate this. Go into Linkaribo first, then activate Temples. But that's if that's in the situation you want to bring Linkaribo back. Necrovalley's already active, he's gone. One Wee Witch's Apprentice. Obviously we run dark. We want to go ahead and increase our monsters by 500 on the same scenario with Linkaribo. If Necrovalley's not present and she gets sent to the graveyard, you can add that card to your hand. Unless Necrovalley's on the field, then her effect's useless. But we just go for the 500, an extra 500. Borolo Dragon, obviously, you know, we can make it in this deck with Scapegoats. Or if Scapegoat's not your preferred choice, you can go ahead and make it with Spy. Same thing with Boral Sword Dragon. Make it with Spy, make it with Scapegoats. For OTK, this deck can OTK. Be careful. It just depends what scenario, what decks are going into. So you just call Dreg for draw power and a summon sorceress. Now for our side decking, we run cherries. Obviously, summon sorcerers our targets. Our usual Boral Sword. You know, we got a couple of cherry targets in there. Run 2 Drone Lockbirds to stop that draw of power. 2 Ash Blossoms. And for board breakers, 2 Sphere Molds. Then yeah, you already know it. You play Waking the Dragon. You want to play this going second or going third. Once they already know what deck you're playing, cite him in second and third because they're gonna try and pop those back rows definitely. And then we play Evenly Match. Evenly Match is one of our cards to get even with the opponent there. Sorry about that. A combo I told you I'd show you is with Scapegoat, obviously end phase, you know, especially summon the tokens. You get the tokens. You go into Boral Sword. You go into Boral Sword, and then if you this happened to me. I had Necrovalley and Descendant. I go attack for 2,000, attack for 3, activate his effect, switch him to D, attack for game. It's ridiculous when my opponent has nothing to do at that point, but that was my OTK, and I pulled it off that way before. So many more combos you can do, but I will try and do that in another video. Thanks for watching. This is my profile for Gravekeepers November 2018.